All right, guys, we are here today. Dream Life Total Wellness, Melissa Curry. I'm coming to you live today, and I'm sharing some simple, easy recipes like I do Tuesdays at 6. You can find those classes posted on our website, dreamlifetotalwellness.com. And so my Tuesday classes are focused on teaching my Salad Master customers how to simply and easily utilize their equipment. So we're going to start off today with, tonight's meal is going to be something that's just super simple and easy. So we're going to do baked potato stovetop. We're going to do some fried salmon. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to get a nice crispy skin on it. I'm going to show you how to hard cook some eggs. I'm going to make a honey Dijon mustard. And then what we're going to do is serve the food. So I like to start out every class with a joke. So I'm going to ask you guys, why did the orange go out with a prune? Because he couldn't find a date. At least I'm laughing at my own jokes. Okay, so baked potatoes are super simple and super easy. I've got a cold Salad Master 1 quart, and all I'm going to do is take my beautiful little baked potato here, and I'm going to cut it in half. And I like to cut it so it's the skinny way instead of the fat way. So I just got it cut nice in half. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little X in the bottom of my potato. Okay? Really simple and easy. I know you're hearing that sizzle. It's because I heated it up just a smidge. And I'm actually going to take and I'm going to throw in, I learned this from my mother, Pat. She's such a good cook. I'm going to throw in some coconut oil on the bottom, and that gives that a nice crispy kind of bottom. So it'll be a nice crispy bottom. Okay, just a little bit of oil goes in the bottom. Okay, get that moved around there. And I'll throw in my other potato, which I'm going to score. Hi, sis. I'm going to score. Okay, got that one in, and I'll take my other ones. Boop, boop. And sometimes people ask me, it's like, how long does it take to bake potatoes? Well, it's half the time of an oven. A lot of times people like to throw their potatoes in a microwave. Microwaves are super high heat, right? They just nuke your food and kill it. So the baked potatoes should click in about 8 minutes. That's kind of your magic rule of thumb. When you start something cooking on medium, in about 8 minutes, your little valve should start rattling really quick. And then you turn it to low, and then it goes into a little mini oven, and it cooks from the bottom up, sides in, top down, right? So I've got my potatoes on, okay? Next I'm going to get my hard cooked eggs. I don't call them hard boiled eggs because I'm not actually boiling them. The high heat from the boiling combined with the low grade material that store-bought pots and pans are made out of actually cause it to have that kind of chemical reaction, and it turns that green color. When you cook your eggs in Salad Master versus boiling them on your stovetop at a high heat, you'll notice the flavor of your eggs is going to be really super sweet. You may laugh, but you know it's true. Everything tastes better when it's cooked in the right equipment. So I've got my paper towel down, and all I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take and I'm going to dump some water in there. Okay, so let's see, I got that going around there. If you can see, it's not totally wet, it's not totally dry, and I'll just simply take and I'll put my eggs on top of here. Many of you, I'm sure, hard boiled or hard cooked eggs for Easter and colored them. So this is the way you can do it next year. Get that out of the way. And I've got some more. So I've got 4 eggs, and this is the little 1 quart that I'm cooking them in. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could probably get more, but I'm going to keep some of my eggs. My husband likes to have these as a snack. If you guys have been watching Fix It Scott, he's been painting the house. That little guy doesn't quite want to fit, so he's been doing a really good job with that. So I like to turn these into deviled eggs as well. Maybe I'll do a little live video and I'll show you my deviled egg recipe. Okay, there we go. So I've got the eggs in. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it to medium heat. In about 6 minutes to 8. I'm going to hear this rattle really fast. And when it does that, I'm going to turn it to low, and I'm going to look at the timer for 6 minutes. In 6 minutes, I will have beautiful, perfect, hard-cooked eggs. And when you take them out, I'll show you the yolks are beautiful, vibrant, and yellow. So I'm gonna put my eggs on back here. Okay. Now, when you're cooking on a gas top stove, medium, you just want to see your flame kind of tickling the bottom. If your flame is up like this, it's too hot. If it's right, so low is just kind of underneath, medium's tickling, and that's hot. So you want it to just kind of tickle the bottom for your medium in your Salad Master. Okay, so all you need to know is medium, click, low, and go. Okay, so that'll put it in the vacuum, and most things will be done in half the time of regular cooking. Once it goes into a vacuum, you don't have to worry about pot watching or stirring. You can simply go do other things, which makes life so much easier, especially when we're locked at home with our cats, our husbands, our kids, our family, right? So it gives us the opportunity to easily cook and not have to worry about it so much. Okay, so I've got my potatoes on with a little bit of coconut oil. Okay, I like to touch the tops of my cookware because I was watching somebody else do a cooking demo the other day, and I saw them take and they laid their hand on top and they went, ow! They go, oh, it's not the one touch rule, it's the 3-tap rule. So you put your food in after about 8 minutes, that's your magic number, 8 minutes, you go tap the top. If it's super hot, you spin the cover, and that will almost always start your little valve clicking, okay? So 3-tap rule. I got my simple hits. All you need to know is medium, click, low, and go. The 3-tap rule, okay? So, gosh, I'm almost cruising along here. I'm not gonna start the fish yet because it's really thin. So I'm gonna make you guys this beautiful, delicious honey Dijon dressing, okay? And I tell you, 25 years ago, if you'd have told me I'd be teaching people to make their own dressings from scratch, I'd have laughed you straight out of the house. Because I used to think, well, a dressing comes in a bottle, why would I buy something? But dressings have a lot of rancid oils and a lot of hidden sugars and fats and food colorings, which are things that our body doesn't really need to be processing. We want to keep our immune systems high, we want to eat the right things, we want to maintain our alkalinity so that we maintain our health, right? So homemade dressings are going to be your best bet. So I'm just going to use a Dijon mustard. Now you're going to ask me for the measurements. I've gotten, so I just kind of, that's about a tablespoon of honey Dijon mustard. Then I'm going to take, you could use lemon, you just need something that's an acid, right? I've got some apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to put maybe a teaspoon in there. And then I'm simply going to take, you can add all kinds of different stuff, but I'm going to use today I'm going to use, did I forget to get it out? I did, I forgot to get out my avocado or my olive oil. Hold on, I got to dig for it real quick. I know where it is. It's not far, it's right here, okay? So I'm going to take my avocado oil or my olive oil, and the key to making a good dressing is to whisk before you pour. If you just pour the oil in without whisking as you go, what's going to happen is your oil is going to separate from your dressing. So I just dump it in little by little, and I keep kind of stirring, and you can see it's coming together quite nicely, okay? And there we go. Boop, boop, boop. Stir, 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 whisk, whisk, whisk. So, you know, I'm out having dinner the other day before we got on lockdown, and I asked the waiter, I said, will my pizza be long? And he said, no, ma'am, it's gonna be round. Come on, I know you're laughing. You're either laughing or you're rolling your eyes. Okay, a little bit more oil. That dressing seems to be coming together really nicely. You could use, to sweeten it, because it's honey mustard, right? You can obviously use agave. You can use honey. Or I don't like to do a lot of sugar and starch, so I choose stevia. You could use the powdered stevia. You can use the drops, which I like the drops. My drops, I'm out, so I just have some powdered stevia. Okay, how much? I'm going to put it in and whisk it around. And then I'm simply going to taste. Okay, because tasting is the key. It's really nice, actually. First try, who knew? All right, so that's going to make a nice dressing. It's a little thicker because I'm going to also drizzle it over the top of the fish when we serve the fish. Okay, so we got the dressing set up and ready to go. And let me touch my eggs, my 3-tap rule, my potatoes, I mean. Okay, that's pretty warm. So I'm gonna spin that top. Oh, there you go, you see that? The moisture's coming out there and the nice steam. So what I'm going to do now, I sometimes will throw an ice cube, sometimes I'll just put a little water in the rim. The reason I'm doing that is because potatoes are really a dry vegetable. Now you hear that? So I just put a little water in, and that's gonna create enough moisture for my valve to do its number. So there we go. Okay, I got a real nice steady tick. And then what am I gonna do? All you need to know is medium, click, and that's a nice purr. You know, you hear that? It's like, where some of us make the mistake is we turn it down too soon. So you want it to really give it a nice little purr. Okay, like that. Can you guys hear that? Somebody tell me, can you hear that? Say yes, give me a thumbs up. Okay, there we go. So we'll turn that to low, and those should be done in about 8-ish to 10-ish minutes, right? How easy was that? Now, I'm still not gonna cook my fish because my fish is gonna cook really fast. So what I'm gonna do for you on my potato today, I've decided to add some shredded cheese. So if you wanna buy cheese in the store, don't buy it shredded because they put a little chemical on it, cellulose, wood chips, something to keep it from sticking together. So you actually, and that, it's another chemical that we really just don't want to eat. Somebody today sent me this woman ranting on Facebook, and she was really getting into like, my gosh, you guys, we're worried about this pandemic, but shouldn't we really start to be concerned with what they're putting in our foods, the dyes, the food colorings, the processing? You know, that's why I love to teach earth to hand to mouth. You know, the less people that touch it, the less processed it is, the healthier our bodies are going to be because it doesn't have to work so hard to get the nutrients out. Right? So just shred your own cheese is my point. So we're going to, what do we hear? What do I do? Is that fast enough? I would say that's fast enough. So I'm simply going to take that and I'm going to turn it to low and wait 6 minutes and my eggs will be perfect. So turn it to low. 6 minutes on the timer, and now we're going to shred up our cheese. Okay. So one of the things I love about my Salad Master machine, I've seen people use their machine and they're curling their fingers around the food. Well, if my fingers are curled around the food, they're part of the food. So I'm always going to keep my hand flat when I'm using it, right? And see how I hold it with my thumb on the side? My thumb isn't curled, it's just flat. Okay, and I simply use the guide here, and it's really easy to take it down. My hands are here, not here, but they're here, right? And that will easily take my cheese down, and that makes a beautiful shred. And that was just a little block. If you guys can see how much that brought in there. And the other thing I like about this, unlike a knuckle grater, right, is it gives you a really nice kind of hearty cheese grate. Okay? So I use this for ginger, I'll use it for grating, like I'll take lemons and I'll zest my lemons, my limes. You can make lemon and lime juice over the top of it. Really just an awesome tool, and it's got a lifetime warranty. So as long as you're alive, the motor will continue to spin. If you have children, then they're an extended warranty. But this to me, I bought a Cuisinart food processor because I wanted to make some avocado mousse. And I got this big, huge box, and it had all the attachments. And honestly, when I opened it up, I was a little bit confused about what piece was supposed to go where. So I found the ones that I liked, right? And I took those, and I put the rest of it away. But this is really easy to get off and on. It's super easy to clean, right? And it's super fast. It sits out on my counter. Any of you that have your Salad Master machine, I'm sure you feel the same way. You wouldn't live without it. Okay, so I've got that. Going really nice. And then what we're going to do is now it's actually time to start the salmon. Now my husband, Scott, is actually the cooker of fish in the house. Any of you that watched my zoodles and shrimp, right? He taught me how to make those shrimp. Those shrimp are beautiful and plump. So he grew up in Hawaii, so he's really good. Fix-It Scott is actually out painting the side of the house right now. So Melissa is going to cook the salmon. Okay, now I'm frying. So when I'm frying, I preheat and I get it hot. When I'm baking, right, I leave it cold. Okay, so this is fried. I've got it preheated to 400 degrees because I want to make it crispy. So crispy salmon. Okay. Now, I have not seasoned it yet. I've taken it and I patted it dry because anytime you're frying, you want to pat dry. Darn, I touched it with my, oh, I gotta go wash my hands. Okay, so I'll be right there. Okay, so I've got my tongs. I'll use my tongs. I'm gonna go ahead though and I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of garlic. I did this one for a class the other day, and it was mustard over the top of it, and you use herbs de Provence. I'm gonna say it right, but it looks so good. I saw it on TV, and I did it. And you could also just take and slather this with mustard, and put whatever herbs you have in your pantry on there, and it's beautiful. It's ready to go. So I got a little bit of 21 seasonings. I get at Costco. I'm gonna squeeze lemon on it at the end before I serve it. Okay, and I'm gonna take it, I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of avocado oil. I like to fry with avocado oil because it's a higher flash point. So it's better than frying. Some people go, oh, I fry with olive oil. Olive oil is more for drizzling. So I wouldn't really fry per se with olive oil, okay? There we go. It's not coming out, guys. So if you think I'm putting a lot in, I'm really not. It's just a little bit, okay? So I've got that on the bottom there. Just like if I was making home fries, I would want to get the oil a little bit warm. And then I'm simply going to take my fish. I'm going to put the skin side. Ooh, do you hear that nice little fry going? And my husband told me only about a minute or two, because it's a really thin piece of salmon. Where most of us go wrong is we overcook the salmon. I got to wash my hand again. We overcook the salmon. So it gets kind of, I don't know, overcooked, right? So I'm looking at the clock, okay, and when that alarm goes off, it's about a minute and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and flip these beautiful salmon pieces over, okay? So I saw on a cooking show the other day, I've been home, I've been watching cooking shows, and they had that long skinny spatula. It was kind of wire-like. That's what they used. That was called a fish flipper. It's like a fish frying spatula. I don't have one, but I am gonna get one because I saw it's longer and you could get it underneath the whole piece of fish, and the fish didn't break as you were flipping it, okay? So I've got my timer going. Today I'm gonna use my beautiful Salad Master turner. We call it Tina Turner, okay? I don't know, I got that name because it's high quality. It's just beautiful. I love it because the metal goes all the way through and it won't break. It doesn't get bacteria in there. And these are Brazilian nickel rivets, so these are quite lovely. Okay, so I got about another 30 seconds going. Okay, that fish, I'm just gonna let it continue to cook at 400. You guys can see it. Nice little fry going. And I think it's still stuck. So what happens is people try to flip their meat. They go, oh, things are sticking. That's just because it's not ready to flip yet, okay? Oh, that's coming up quite nicely. If it comes up easily, then it's ready to go, okay? Who remembers what that timer is for? That's right, my eggs. So now, I'm just gonna simply take and turn those off. Those are ready to go, okay? So, we've got everything pretty much ready. I don't know how long I've been on, maybe 20 minutes, but after the salmon is done, it's ready to serve. So that is a full salmon, baked potatoes, hard-cooked eggs, homemade dressing, all prepared in under 20 minutes. I'm just saying. Like, I think maybe we entered a time warp dimension and we just cooked really fast. And you guys have been on here for an hour, but it only seems like 20 minutes because it went by so fast. So let me see how we're doing here. You get that spatula underneath. Like I said, my husband is the fryer of fish. Well, that actually came out pretty good. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Nothing sticking. Very nice. Well, my salmon skin is crispy, but some of it came off in my flipping process, which is perfectly fine by me. Okay, I'm going to season the other side. Honestly, I like the salmon without the skin, but that's just me. That's just me. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's quite beautiful. About another minute or two, and this salmon will be done perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare my plate. You guys can see I've got some spinach. So when I serve it, I'm gonna go ahead and put the spinach down. I'm gonna lay the salmon on the top. I've got some beautiful avocado and tomatoes. Okay, so avocados, this is a nice high-fat food. So those of you that are doing keto or, you know, are trying to cut back on the carbs, you obviously wouldn't make the potatoes. You could make a cauliflower or a broccoli or something that's less starchy, but I wanted to show you how to bake potatoes. Okay, then I took and I sliced my avocado, and I just like to scoop it out. Sometimes I'll pre-lemon it and season it in the little cup that it comes in. Okay, and we'll just kind of lay that beautiful avocado around the edges. I probably would lay it over the top of the salmon. I'm thinking that salmon actually is done. So look at that. Can you guys see that? Turned out quite beautiful. So we'll lay the salmon over the top. I'm going to take the other piece off so it doesn't overcook. I'll get a different plate. Okay. Then we're going to turn that off. We'll take our tomatoes and I'll just slice in some nice wedges. Okay. There we go. Okay, and we'll just lay those beautifully around the edges there. Oh, that's coming together quite nicely. Put the avocado on the top, because you know you eat with your eyes, right? Very pretty, very pretty. Avocado, tomato. You see that? Quite nice. And now let's check to see if our potatoes are done. Okay? So, I've lost my towel because I put it underneath my salmon. Okay? There we go. So then we'll take our little dressing that we made earlier and we'll just kind of drizzle that over the top. Okay, just kind of sprinkle it on there. Oh, that is looking beautiful, you guys. My husband is going to be so hot. Well, that's my opinion. But Fix-It Scott is going to be very happy with this little dish. Most people, I think, tend to overdress, so we got our dressing on there. Okay, then we're going to check our potatoes to see if they're done. So I'm simply going to take a fork. That's a spoon. Take a fork, lift my cover. Wow. Wow, they're done. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, that was perfect timing. You get another little spatula out here. Oh, that one just so done. It just pulled right apart when I took it out. You can see, wow, it just really cooked. That's the beautiful potato part there. Let me get this one. That one turned out perfect. Can you guys see that one? Wow, that one looks really nice. I've got the potatoes on there. I'm gonna slice it, put some butter over the top. I'll take the eggs and crack those, and I'll serve the eggs over here on the other side. And that is a gorgeous dish. So, I hope that you all enjoyed the cooking show today. I'm gonna be back again next Tuesday. You can watch live. I go live. You know, I like to pre-post when I'm going to go live, and typically I'll put it up on my Dream Life Total Wellness site so you can look on there and see the calendar. Sometimes it's spontaneous because I'm making something. I'm like, oh my gosh, people are going to love this. Okay? But I've got coming up, I've got 30-minute meals next week, which is going to be easy. Immune-boosting Indian food coming up after that. And if there's anything that you guys would like to see, you know, tell me. Send me a private message, post it on the thing, and I will absolutely cook it for you. Now, we started something different. I know many of you in the world today are like us, and we're creating, how do we keep business flowing and life going when we are not able to get within 6 foot of each other and we're on lockdown, if you will. So we are actually doing virtual demos, which it's really fun. People are going to be home watching looking at Facebook, watching Netflix or on television. So let's do something that can help them, and let's put together a presentation with some of your friends. Like I said, it only takes 90 minutes. It's very fun. I get paid to do it, and we'll go into more depth that day how we can help your friends and family cook faster and get more nutrition, and it will help you win a prize. So if you got a special prize that you'd like to win, call me or private message me, and we'll put together a show this week. I've done 4 of them. I've really had a blast doing them. And you can win a Salad Master machine if you don't have it yet. You can win some of our limited edition or a piece that you'd like to add on to your set. So on that note, guys, that is it for our Salad Master Owners cooking class today. Be sure to share this with all your friends. Like me on Facebook, follow us, and post your successes. I like to see what you guys have been cooking and how your salmon turned out. So this is Melissa Curry, Dream Life Total Wellness, signing out. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.